we are going with moment about a, so we one second. So yesterday is this one you have understood, is it not, students? Okay. Now next one we will see moment about an axis. So yesterday our who asked, I don't know, Sagar asked, I suppose. Okay, I don't know who asked it. He said, sir, moment is nothing but, okay, force into perpendicular distance, right? So why are you taking like this? Okay, that is the answer I'm going to give. Okay, so let us see moment of a force moment of a force about an axis. Moment of a force about an axis. Okay, let us see what is that. Okay, so now moment of a force about an axis, if you say for example you have a rotor and a, say let us take a rotor is there. Okay, there is a rotor and then there is a bearing, you say. Okay, okay. Here also there is a bearing. Let us see. It's a bearing. Okay, similarly here also there is a bearing. Okay, something like that. Okay, so now this bearing, for example, now when there is a, sorry, when there is a force which is acting, for example, if I say there is a force which is acting in this direction, some direction there is force, say F. Now what happens, this force can be what you say, can be resolved into, say, one is radial direction. Let me put the force in the other direction. Let me put force here like this. It can be put in radial direction, it can be set in axial direction, and then tangential direction. Three sides you can have, correct? This will form a parallelepiped, you see. So there is three direction a force can act, correct? So force F, okay, will have three components. Three components. First one, component component along axial direction. Second, component along radial direction. Third, component along tangential direction. To the rotor. Makes sense. Okay. Now, what causes the rotation of this? What causes the rotation? The one which causes the rotation of the rotor is caused by the tangential component of the force, not other things, right? What does, so tangential component of force causes the rotation. So so torque or moment is equal to force F tangential into distance. What distance? Distance where the force is acting, perpendicular distance. Make sense? I'll imagine here force tangential into perpendicular distance. Wait a minute, students. Let me write it a bit nicely. Okay. So let us have. I'm writing the same thing, but in a bit of better fashion. Okay. Torque is equal to force, tangential force into direction or into distance from the axis, from the axis of rotation. This can be torque or moment. Correct, students? So tangential force into distance from the axis of rotation. Now this one is called moment about axis. Let us say moment about the axis. And this is a scalar, not a vector. It is a scalar. Moment, the torque about, if you say torque, if you say this is torque or moment, when you say torque or moment, don't think it is this one. Torque and moment about axis. Wait a minute. About the axis of rotation. Very important to mention that it is about axis of rotation. But otherwise you will say torque, sir, it's a scalar. No, it's not. Okay. About the axis of rotation. So torque about the axis of rotation is a scalar. Important. Making sense? Torque or moment about an axis of rotation is a scalar, which is m axis. Make sense? Make sense, students? Write this down. We will go further into it. It's a scalar. Okay. How this becomes scalar and what is the relation to the vector moment or vector torque, we will see in a moment. Now, radial direction, what does it do? The radial direction force causes bending of the shaft, is it not? Radial axis, this one causes bending of the shaft. Right? Along the axial direction, component along axial direction causes thrust on the bearings. So it will go here and there. So bearing has to stop it. Correct? Thrust bearing. Okay. And this radial, this bearing here, the journal bearing here has to take care of the radial force also, which comes because of the shaft being bent, as well as the weight of the shaft. That also works. So it causes bending of the shaft as well as force on the journal bearing. Okay. Force on bearing. Imagination is important, students. Okay. Here there is a tough concept. It seems to be tough, but it is not tough in fact.
Sir,
Hmm.
so the tangential force is it is perpendicular to the surface of the this thing rotor.
No, 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 no. It is tangential. Now let us say what is tangential. Okay, let us understand. Let me see something which is rotated. Some circle I want to see. Okay, okay. Wait a minute, students. Okay, I will arrange something which is round. Round paper. Do this. So what now? Yes. So I brought the fan itself, students. Okay. So that shows it better. Okay. You may laugh on me. Please don't laugh. Okay. This is a fan. Okay. The component of the fan. Okay. So if you consider this is the shaft. This is the rotor which rotates. Correct. So this rotor which is there. Oh, there's a lot of dust. Okay. Fine. Don't. Okay. Now if I put a force here, one force, one force here. Let us put the force direction as this. This is a force which is acting. The component of this can be axial, means on this direction along the axis. A component can go along the axis. What it will do, it will try to push the fan. Correct. This rotor, it will try to push. Correct. Second, are you able to see this, students? Yes. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So one component is the one which is going to the axis. Second one is radial, like this. From here to here, it goes in this direction, radial. Correct. Third one, the component here is tangential. Tangential is on this direction, on this direction, this direction. See the pen. Okay, are you able to see the pen, students? It's on this direction. So what does tangential one do? Tangential tries to rotate it. Rotation happens only because of the tangential component, nothing else. Correct. So the tangential component is what causes the rotation. See, if it is like this, then the tangential component is here. This is tangential component which causes rotation. If I put here like this, no rotation. If I put like this, no rotation. The one which comes is tangential component. Make sense? So now you can figure out what is tangential component. The one which goes as a tangent. Tangent to that.
Yes, sir.
Got it.
Yes. So you know what is tangential component, you know what is radial component, what is radial, tangential, and axial. Correct. So now what causes torque is only the tangential component. The same thing understanding we have to have in turbo machines. In turbo machine, Pelton wheel, why does it rotate? Because the jet acts tangentially, causing the rotation of the Pelton wheel. Make sense? Correct, students? Wait. Correct. Causes rotation along that. So now that torque is a scalar. Now why it is a scalar? Because it is nothing but a component of the moment vector which is caused by that force on a point on the axis. This is difficult to say. Let me repeat again. It is the component of the moment vector. This torque which is causing rotation is the component of the moment vector which is causing the rotation. Let us see again. Let us understand. It's not so easy to understand. It will take some time. Basic concept, but somehow we miss it. Have you written this down, students?
No, sir.
Sir,
1 minute. 1 minute.
the
Okay.
diagram, which is the tangential force?
Now you figure out, Baba. You figure out. I've shown you this one. Figure out which is tangential, which is radial, which is axial.
Because, sir, like I am not able to find which is tangential to the rotor.
This is axial, correct? This is
Yeah, sir.
radial, right? This
Radial.
is tangential, right?
Sir, that should be like tangential, no? Like it's looking like it's going outward.
So it's going in the tangent direction. On the it is on this surface. Okay, don't have to write the figure also. You write the figure, but you have to imagine things. Okay.
Got it, sir. Like it's tangent to the like circle passing through that
Exactly. Exactly. So if I draw this circle, if I see from here, it will be like this. The force is here, correct? Now you have this, okay? This one is radial component going like this. This is tangential component coming like this. Make sense? Center, the radial component going away like this. Radial component, correct? This is tangential. Axial component is here, facing here, A. Correct? Makes sense? Imagination is better than knowledge, or Einstein has said. Making sense, Diviraj?
Yes, sir, got it. I was just confused with the diagram.
See, even if I do mistakes, if you imagine, if you think, get the concept, it's enough. It's not a mistake by then. Okay.
We're done, sir.
Yes. My son is announcing me that he also has a class. Okay, he wants to show he's important. Okay, fine. Okay, next. Now let us take one example. Let us take an axis. Say B is an axis. Okay, and then let us take another line. Let us take a line like this. Let us take a line like this, and let us take a plane which is here. Let me put it dashed. Wait, students. This is to make you understand the importance of this. Okay, let us take a plane. This is in this plane. Okay, this particular thing is in this plane which I am drawing here. This is the plane. Okay, this is one plane, and on this plane, there is a line which is inclined. There is a line which is inclined on the plane. Okay, now this is not touching here. This is not touching here. Okay, the distance between this line and this is, say, perpendicular distance between this line and this line. Perpendicular distance here. Okay, this is somewhere else, BB is somewhere else, and this CC is somewhere else in some other plane. Okay, the CC line is in some other plane. We are taking the most complex cases. Okay, and say this is plane A. Plane A, CC line is situated, and this point where it meets. Okay, this point, let me put it here. Okay, let me put it here. Okay, perpendicular, and where it meets this BB line. Okay, that point is small a. I'll make this bigger a bit. Okay, so the point where it meets here, point A, this is point D. Okay, and this is perpendicular. Okay, this angle between this and this is perpendicular. Make sense? It is joining here. Okay, now let a force act over here. Let a force, say, has some distance. Okay, some direction. Let me say force is in this direction, which is making an angle of alpha with this FA. So the component of this force over here, I'll write it again, the force, I'll write it different color. Okay, this is to make it complicated as well as make it understandable. Okay, both things. So any complicated thing you should be able to understand. This is the force F. This is the force F, which is having an angle alpha, and the component of that force F, in two directions can be, say, one is perpendicular and the other one. Okay, so we can say this particular thing as, just a second. Okay, this point option. So in colors, okay, so let us go with another color, green. Okay, RGB. Oh shit, students, it has stuck. Let us wait for a minute. I need to reinstall Windows, only then the things will become proper. Restart. Let it be. Okay, I will explain you again. Okay, this one. Okay, that is gone. Don't worry. Okay, so we can't do anything about it. Okay, so let us do it again. Okay, so now the force which is there, let me put it again. So this is the axis BB, and then you have a plane, somewhere a plane you have, which is having a distance, and we have a line on that plane which is given by CC. This plane is plane A, and this B is somewhere else, okay, BB is somewhere else. But you are drawing a line from this to this one such that this is perpendicular to this line, and this is A, this is D, fine. So now there is a force acting over here, okay, in such a way that on this plane, okay, so that force is acting on this plane, okay, in such a way, one second, is it at that plane? No, it is in this plane, okay, it is in this plane, the top plane over here, this plane, okay. The plane here is perpendicular, this is perpendicular to this plane. This is perpendicular to this plane, observe this, perpendicular to this plane, and we have a force in this plane on this plane, okay, which is perpendicular. We are making it simply complicated, okay, purposefully we are making it complicated so that we will discuss the most general case, okay. The most general case we are going to see, okay. There is a force here on this plane which is perpendicular, okay, and on that plane we have this angle is alpha, okay. So we have this as F, okay, and then here this one would be, say, plane FA, along FA. Another one, the component I'm talking, component of this force, the component of this force. Here it is FB. This is FB. Now if you want to take the moment of this force F, we have to take the moment of this force F along, see, FB and FA, I don't have any what to say, arrow mark, only F has an arrow mark to show that FB and FA are components and not a vector, okay. So F is a vector, okay. This F vector is made out of F A I plus F B J, okay. So that those are the components, okay. So now if I have to take the moment of the force, moment of the force F along BB axis, what will I do? I will see what is here. If you see what is perpendicular to that, what is that which causes the BB axis to rotate, that's what I will take into consideration. What is that causes BB axis to rotate? The one which causes BB axis to rotate is equal to FA into the distance D. I'll put this as distance D. I'm sorry here, students. This distance is D, okay? From CC axis to point A, this distance is D. So it is not FA into D, it is FD. No cross there, okay? It is FD. This can also be equal to F magnitude cos alpha into the distance D. Makes sense? Makes sense? This is moment BB. Very, very important. So this is what we will use. We have to see what is that force which causes it to rotate. Very complicated, correct? Where it can be used, for example, if you have a, say, but this is a scalar, keep in mind, it is not a vector, okay? It's a component of this moment, okay? So if I have a, say, a simply supported beam, okay? It's considered to be horizontal, students, although I have not drawn it horizontal. Let me do it horizontal. If I have a simply supported beam, and in this simply supported beam, let us have a force F. Let us have a force F. Now, if I want to find out the moment about this point C, what will I do? I will take the distance D from the force, and I will say F into D, correct? I will say what is the direction. If I want to say, I will say whether it is what is the angle I will see. Correct. So moment vector about point C. Here in this case, it is going in this direction, clockwise direction, right? So we are taking clockwise direction as negative. Correct. So moment about vector C. Moment vector about C. Moment vector about C can be written as minus F into D into K if this direction is X, this direction is Z, this direction is Y. Making sense? Just a second, students. Who came? I don't know. Okay, somebody had Varsha. Admit. Yeah. And one more point, students, you may have recordings with you, but do not miss the classes. Okay, you will not have time to see the recordings. Okay, it will become hosh posh. Okay, a lot of things are there, a lot of information is there. So if you go in a systematic manner, only then you can do well. Okay, and attending the classes is very important. Okay, you may think there were some people in our apex previously who were really intelligent. I will not take their name. Okay, but they were the older students can guess who this person I'm talking about. Okay, they were really intelligent students. Okay, they thought they could do it by themselves. Okay, some of the mock tests when they gave initially, they used to score more than 40-45 marks. They thought that they can clear easily. Okay, and this coaching is a farce. Okay, I can do it by myself. So they enjoyed, and they did not even clear it. Okay, so don't have that mindset that if I don't attend the class also I can make it up. No, it is not your to say 10th standard mathematics. Okay, because I used to feel like that whenever there was maths exam, I used to go for play. Okay, because I knew how to add, I knew how to multiply. Okay, all mathematics I used to understand very well. So I used to go for playing. Okay, and I never I scored 100 out of 100, and I used to boast that, see, when I went for there is maths exam, everybody is in tension, and I am not in tension. I am playing every time, and still I am scoring 100 out of 100. Okay, some people used to feel I am some genius. Okay, the same thing when I went to PUC. Okay, I failed miserably. Why? The attitude was the same. The attitude was playing attitude, not to sit and study. Okay, that attitude cost me. Similar way, you may have fared well in your VTU exams. Okay, by making it at the last point. And you VTU exam, because you may have more than 9 CGPA, maybe you will feel that you are very good. Okay, but keep in mind, it is the same scenario where it is I was learning 10th standard, and when I come to PUC integration and differentiation, I couldn't make up. So leave that attitude saying that I have 9 CGPA, so I can do well in GATE. No, you cannot. I have seen students with rank holders not clearing GATE. Okay, so attitude matters. Attitude is being humble. Okay, being humble is very important to get anything which is really great. Okay, that attitude, please get it, students. Okay, otherwise you may not reach the heights. Okay, where your talent may take you. I'm not doubting if a person has 9 CGPA, I'm not doubting that person's talent. But keep in mind, alone talent will not take you to the heights. It's along with the talent, attitude, a humble attitude will only take you to the top. Okay, that is why you see all the top people. Okay, whether it is Elon Musk or whether it is Bill Gates, you see their interviews, students, or our Ratan Tata, or you take, for example, Anand Mahindra. You see their interviews, see how humble they are, what they have not achieved. Okay, see the humbleness that is seen. Okay, yes. Anyhow, so be humble and continuously work is important. We have not reached anything anywhere. Keep in mind. Okay, we have not reached anywhere. Okay, yes. So now let us go. I may be egoistic, but you should not be. Okay. So C is F into D into K. Make sense? Okay. So the vector C is minus F into D into K. Correct? Why K? Because it is along this direction. It's a vector. Very important. Now in case the force was inclined, for example, the force is inclined, say instead of being like that, let us take a second scenario where it is inclined. The same scenario, this is x, this is z, and here you have this one, and then here you have y, x, y, z. And the same scenario where it is inclined at an angle f.
It is moment vector about C, no?
Yes, about c. Moment vector about c.
C is end point, right?
C is the end point, yes.
So it is minus FDJ, no?
Huh?
It's minus FDJ cap, right?
No. No. Why no? Why no? Why it is k cap?
Cross product.
Cross product, very important. It's a cross product, correct? So what you have, when you have to draw this, how will you say? You will say d minus d minus di crossed with f magnitude into j minus f minus I into minus j, correct? D is along x, I'm sorry, plus di minus fj, correct students? What is that? That is this. Make sense?
Yeah.
Correct. So that is fd into k. I crossed with j is k. Make sense? Correct.
Yes, sir.
Now another point. Okay. Now this, if you have to do, then what happens? You will have here. I'll put it in the next slide. Please write this down. This particular concept I'll put it in the next slide. When it is at an angle to something, what will happen? We will see in the next slide. So like that, we will go with a complex case. Now what happens? This gives you the base for all the structural engineering, machine design, okay, theory of machines, okay, or even if you say geotechnical, where you have to see the shear stresses, okay. See, for a mechanical engineer or a civil engineer, stresses is more than 60% of the syllabus, correct? Agreed? If you say civil engineer, he will have stresses in structural, he will have stresses in fluid mechanics, water resources, he will have stresses in transportation, he will have stresses in geotechnical, everywhere, right? More than 60% is stress. If you want to know stress, you have to know force. Okay. Similar way, mechanical engineer. If you are going with, say, machine design, stresses are required. Strength of materials, stresses are required. If you go with the, say, machining, stresses are required. If you go with casting, stresses are required. Tell me one place where stresses are not required. Is it not? Maybe in operation research. Okay. But my operation research and mathematics, you have stresses here. So everywhere stresses are there. Okay. Either it is there in the subject or it is there in your mind. Okay. Yes. Tell me when you finish writing, students. One second, I'll just. I am seeing any evening students are there. They have to come. If they are free, they can come. Okay.
Sir, can you tell like how is that DI I understood? They are going along the x-axis. That minus FG I didn't understand. Like how is it?
Because see, this y is in this direction. Observe the y direction. Where is the y direction? Top. What is the f direction in the negative y
Okay,
direction?
okay. The minus J. Okay. Then I cross J becomes K. Okay.
Correct.
Okay, understood. Okay.
Students, mechanics, it may come for 2 to 6 marks in gate, any gate. But the importance of mechanics is much beyond mechanics. mechanics, strength of materials, and fluid mechanics, mathematics. These 4 subjects are very important, makes the base of any learning. So that's why we take more number of hours and more slowly for mechanics and strength of materials and fluid mechanics. Others we go a bit faster. Tell me when you have written, students, write it neatly.
So this figure is like continuation of the previous figure. Or
Yes.
is, like we are considering a small element or something.
Which one?
No, no, like this figure is there, no. That is continuation of the previous one. Like I know now the presentation is not there, but you have written it down. Right? That time the shaft you had drawn.
Yeah. You can say like that. Okay.
It's
So
somewhat of a continuation of that.
it's not a continuation. It is a separate topic. This is
Okay,
a,
okay. Okay, fine.
it's not a continuation.
Okay.
Sir, could you show that MBB how it is FA into D? I didn't understand that.
FA is where? FA is coming here also. You have to see this one, you BB, you say here, one second. This BB, take it similar to C vector. And this, when you go on this plane, this will be similar to acting like this, students. Okay. So here, BB, I'll say this is BB. Okay. FA is somewhere here. Okay. This is the D vector. D distance. So what happens? It is FA into the perpendicular distance. Correct. Causes rotation. Make sense? Correct.
Yeah, sir, like a moment at point A, right?
Yes, at point A. Correct. Along axis BB. Axis BB is perpendicular here. You see here. Next slide, you'll be understanding what I'm saying. Okay.
Here F is resolved in two components, FA and FB.
Correct.
FB is along the axis, so it won't create movement.
Moments. Very good.
So only FA is considered, right? Sir?
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Sir,
Hmm.
you said the moment about an axis should be scalar, no, sir? Then why k cap, sir?
No. See, if you say scalar, this is not a moment just about axis. Moment about point P, point C. Okay.
That is nothing but z axis, no, sir?
Yes. About the z-axis. Okay. I will go further. Just write it down. Okay. Just write it down. Okay. Ask questions a bit later. Okay. Everything will be clear. Okay. Sometimes there are cases where you have to hold down your doubts. Okay. Yes. It will be clear in a moment. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sir, could you like elaborate that diagram a little bit?
Which one? This one.
Above, yeah.
Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. Wait a minute. Don't. We will ask later. Okay. Let us complete this one because the questions what you have, the answers will come in a moment. Okay. Yeah.
Done,
Then
sir.
you will go back. Okay. Have you written this down, students? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Okay. Now wait a minute. Okay. The answers for your questions will come. Now it's coming. Okay. So sometimes what happens, there is answers coming in the next slide. Okay. So now let us say this is a thing coming like this. Okay. Now say this is point C and say I have a force F. okay, which has a component in the y direction. Say this is y direction, correct? And this is x direction, correct? So let us have it like this is the beam which I'm having, okay? So on this beam, there is a force here, and one component is going like this, okay? Two components are there, correct? So this is fx component and this is fy component, fine. Now, if I want to find out the moment about point C, if I want to find out the moment about point C, what will I do? I will see what is the distance here. Say this is D. What is D? Di, fine. So what is the moment about point C? It is R crossed with F. Make sense? What is R crossed with F? This R is given as Di. Make sense? Crossed with F. What is F there? F is minus Fxi plus minus Fyj. Make sense? Let us do the cross product. The cross product will be I, J, K. Then we have D plus D, 0, 0. And this would be minus Fx. This would be F minus Fy and then 0. This gives the moment vector along C. Make sense? Now this can be written further as I, okay, not there. I component will not be there, okay. Whether J component will be there? No, that also is not there. Whether K component is there? Let us see whether there is a K component. I am talking about point C here, not something else, okay. So is there a moment along the K component? And yes, you have the moment along K component. What is that? The moment along K component is D into Fy, correct? So you have, say here, K into K component into D into Fy minus D into Fy into K, and rest all the things goes to 0. Make sense? Make sense? Okay. So what is that? Moment along this C is taken. This moment along C, which is a vector, is nothing but Fy, this Fy into the distance from Fy is acting here. I'm sorry. Let us put Fy here. Okay. Let us put it like this. Fy here. This is Fy, is it not? This is F. Okay. Don't worry whether we put it here or there, doesn't matter. Okay. So what is happening? MC is equal to minus of Fy into D into K. Now here, what is happening? This is a vector which is taken. But if you say, if you consider Fd into Y only, then this is moment about the axis which is scalar. So here, okay, MC vector is equal to minus Fy into D into K. Moment about axis. Moment about axis. Axis Z at C is equal to Fy into D, okay, without any vectorial symbol, okay. This, yeah, with the minus, obviously, because it's clockwise, okay, which is a scalar. Make sense? So this is a vector, this is a scalar. Scalar is a component of a vector. Let us see further examples to see that, okay. Not done, not done, okay. Your doubts are not clear till now, okay. So this is moment along the axis, Z axis. Write this down, write this down. Now next line you will get the next slide you will understand the moments properly. Okay. So engineering cannot be rushed into, students. Very important. We cannot rush into concepts. Concepts has to go slow and it has to build. and that building of the concepts will show strengths in gate or anywhere in your work, whatever you do, these concepts will show up. Okay, it is not that extra things what you do, stad pro, you do your answers. Okay, that does not matter much. Those things can be learned very nicely, easily. Okay, don't become a coolie, become an engineer. And my classes will be good the more the questions you have from your side. Okay, otherwise it's generally for every teacher. Okay, the any good teacher, if you ask questions, his classes will become better. Monotonous classes, not good for the teacher. It is very draining for the teacher, it's very draining for the students.
Sir,
Sir, I cross I is 0.
Hmm?
I cross I is 0.
I cross I is 0. Correct.
Okay.
I cross I is 0. Correct.
sir, here minus sign indicates the direction, no, sir.
Hmm? Minus I, yes, minus K.
Sir, minus sign, that minus
Minus
into
sign,
F1.
yes, minus sign indicates that it is going in a clockwise direction. Or let me tell you, yeah, this is a very good question what you have asked. Okay, see now, along z axis minus means what? Where is the moment vector? Moment vector is in this direction. This is the moment vector, MC. Correct. What does moment vector being there suggests? We are going with right-handed rule. Very important. Okay. So with the right-handed rule, it is clockwise. Okay. Use your right-handed rule. Okay. So it is anti-clockwise, but this is going in the other direction. So clockwise makes sense. Correct. Put the thing like this. The this thumb. Okay. This is the direction. Minus. See the direction. Moment is into the paper. Make sense? Making sense? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Sir, that last that MC vector is equal to minus f by d into k cap is there. Above that, it should be MC vector, right? Not MC unit vector.
No, it is which one?
That MC, you've written MC unit vector.
MC vector. No unit vector. It's vector. Vector. I'm sorry. Oh, here. It's vector. I'm very sorry. Sorry. It's a vector. Very sorry. Very sorry. My bad. Okay. The absent-minded professor is at work there. Okay. It is not a unit vector. I'm sorry.
Sir,
Huh.
we are considering the direction along k like z axis of the movement. It's like just the convention, no? It doesn't have any effect, right?
It does have an effect. It
The
does have an
direction
effect. Direction has an effect, yes.
along z axis.
Okay, shall we go further, students?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, now what I will do is, let us take another example. Okay, let us take a plane here. Okay, a plane like this. Okay, and then let us take the same axis. Let us use this different color. Okay, let us have an axis BB going to this point A. Okay, it goes inside, and then it sees on the other side. Wait a minute. Okay, it's going inside and then coming out. Okay, and then let us take a point O here and say this is same BB. Okay, and then on this axis, okay, on this axis, let us take a force on this plane. I'm sorry, on this plane. Okay, let us take a force component saying, okay, force, whatever be the force, we are not worried. Okay, let us take a force component here, a force F x acting in this direction, perpendicular to that fx. Let us take fz, and perpendicular to that along this plane, let us take fy, and let us say the distances. Okay, the distances with respect to this point O. With respect, I will use some other color. Let us use green color. Okay, so let us have this green color over here. So this distance from here till here, and this one goes here. I'm sorry, let me write it a bit neatly. I cannot do much neatly, but a bit neatly. Okay, so here, this distance, let us call it x. This distance, let us call it y. Okay, and then a bit of distance we will go on the z also. Wait a minute. Okay, so we will go a bit of distance on the z also. Okay, so let me go with color this one. Let me rub this off, and let us go a bit higher. Okay, let us go a bit higher. Okay, bit over here, just to the top, and here let us say this is f along y. Let us say this is f along z, and let us take this as f along x. Okay, three components of a force which is acting somewhere. Okay, then let us go with x, y is done. Next we will have with this color, we will say this distance from here is z. Okay, so x, y, z is there. So we have a distance from here. Okay, let us put it r. Let us put a color, a different color from all these things, a purple color. Okay, so let us say from this point to this point over here, this distance. Okay, this distance. Okay, from that particular point till here. Okay, this distance. This distance. Okay, let us say it is r. Now when I take the force along, the moment of this force, which is acting somewhere, I'm not sure, okay, because we have only the components fx, fy, fz, okay. So the force component, if I consider, okay, now if I have to make the moment vector, let me use the red color only, as usual, red color, okay. Let us use the moment vector. What is the moment vector? This moment vector will be r crossed with f. Correct. What is r? R is given as xi plus yj plus zk. And what is f vector? F vector is fxi plus fyj plus fzk. Correct. Now let us take the cross product. When we take the cross product, what do we get? We will get something like, okay, if I say the cross product, I will get this like this. Okay, I'll write it here. Okay, you can do it later on. Okay, I will write directly from the textbook. Okay, you will get something like y into fz minus z into fy of I, okay, plus z into fx minus x into fz of j plus x into fy minus y into fx into k. This is what you will get as a moment vector. This can be written as mxi plus myj plus mzk. So this is my moment vector, and here mx is scalar component of m along x axis. So what is this? This is moment about axis. What is that? It is moment about axis. Very important. Similarly, my and mz are moment about axes y and z. Makes sense? So moment about axis is nothing but component of a moment vector along that axis. That's it. So if I put it further, what is mx? Mx is nothing but moment m dotted with I vector. Makes sense? Moment y is equal to moment vector dotted with the j vector, and moment z is equal to moment about axis z is equal to m dotted with k vector. Make sense? Make sense? Make sense, students? Write this down. And when you write, you will have doubts, ask me. So similar way, if I can have with x, y, and z, I can have with any axis. I can have moment of a vector about any axis. Correct. So if I use an axis, here I have taken along this one. I could have taken along any axis. I can say some axis here. I need to know the direction vector. That's it. I can find the moment about that axis. How? We will see. Very important concept, students. Moment, if you understand a number of things. So most of the time we don't deal with these things, and that's why we get problem when we go to actual, say, engineering. Are you appreciating the students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good. and you see my your online classes, our online classes, any one of us, okay, it is not like your college online classes, is it not? Why is it not? Because we write with our hand. If I put you nice videos, you will not understand. Let me tell you, you will feel it impressive, but understanding will not be there, learning will not be there. I draw with my hand, there is some personal effect which is there. One of for a faculty interview in IIT Madras, okay, there was one person who came from one great foreign university, okay, he was from Stanford, in fact, okay. Stanford PhD had come for interview in IIT Madras, okay. He came with nice PPT, okay. Our professors, you know, they said, don't show the PPT, explain that on the board. He couldn't do that. Because your whatever your to say confidence is, okay, whatever you have done, if you have done it by your own, you can write it on the board, okay. If you have understood something, you can explain it on the board. Okay. In IIT, even the people from Massachusetts come there, students, okay. The number of professors from Massachusetts, they have done their PhD and they become professors in IITs, okay. And more than 60-70% are from best of the universities of the world, whether it's Arizona State University, whether it is from NUS, whether it is from say Cornell. There are a lot of people from Cornell, okay, especially in fluid mechanics. Fluid mechanics, Cornell is considered to be the top. Ohio State, okay. And you may ask, sir, then we can write GRE and get into there, is it not? No, you cannot. Simple and straight, okay. You can get into second level universities, not the first level universities, okay. Yeah, if you're from centrally funded technical institutes, then it's a good thing, then you can get it, okay. Whether if you're from IITs or NITs, then there is a chance that you'll get it, okay. But also with recommendations and with the with say with recommendations, first thing. Second thing is with publications. Two things you can get there, okay. And that's why people do internship with IIT professors. Have you seen that? We had students from VIT, Vellore Institute, and then some people from this one, what do you say, NIT Trichy, doing internship under IIT professors. So you will get recommendations from them to do MS outside.
Done, sir.
Very good. Okay, one second. Okay, next one. Okay, after this is done, okay, another point, let us understand. Okay, so if there is a case, say for example, a moment of a force along n axis. If I say moment of a force along n axis, Mn can be equal to R crossed with F, R crossed with F, dotted with N unit vector. Just that. You will get it. Okay. So this is moment of a force along an n axis. Now when you take R cross F, you have to take what is R has to be understood, is it not? That R can be any point on the n axis, say n axis. Okay. So if I have a force acting somewhere here, okay, in some other direction, force. So if I want to calculate R cross F can be R1 cross F. So let us take this as R2. Let us take it as R2. So Mn is actually equal to R1 crossed F dotted with N. That would be equal to R2 cross F dotted with N, or anything, any other R. Only thing is that the point where we are taking the moment about, that should be on the n axis. Got the point? So the force is acting over here. These are R's. The point, okay? The only thing is that when R cross F is taken, the origin of R vector must be on the n axis. Makes sense? That is the only thing. We will see it with a problem. Okay, we will do a problem and let us check it out. So I hope you got what is about moment about axis and moment about a point. Is it not? Let us do a problem and see. We are going to go with a bit tough problem. Okay, why we are going with the tough problems? Because to prove that tough is not tough. Tough is actually easy. When you understand the concept, tough is easy. Tough is only when you don't know the concepts. Hello. Kashifa, I'm in the class now. I'll call you a bit later. Is that okay? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, done, students? Right. Now, next point. Okay. Now, another thing, what has to be done is this. Okay. Let us understand this. Okay. Let it be as a homework now. Okay. The question is like this. Okay. Tomorrow we will solve this question if you cannot. Okay. Compute the moment. Compute the moment of a force. Compute the moment of a force. F is equal to 10I plus 6J Newton, which goes through position RA is equal to 2I plus 6j, 2I plus 6j meters about a line, that is about a line or an axis, about a line going through points, about a line or an axis joining points that points 1 and 2 having relative position vectors, R1 is equal to 6I plus 10j minus 3k, okay, meters, and then R2 is equal to minus 3I minus 12j plus 6k meters. Can you do it, Stu? This is the question. Okay, write this down. This we will solve it tomorrow. Okay, if you can solve it, answer I'll give you. If you can solve it, the best. Okay, answer is either 13.94 Newton meter, 13.94 Newton meter, or minus 13.94 Newton meter. Both are right. If you get one among this, both are right. It comes within 3 or 4 steps. Okay, you can do it. It's not a big problem. Okay, so think and do it. Applied, see, whenever you have to go to a concept. Yes.
Could you go to previous slide?
Have this been written? Let us first confirm that everybody has written this.
Okay.
Then I'll go to the previous slide. Okay. Everybody finished this one? Tell me when everybody finishes this writing this, then I'll go to the previous slide. Okay. Done, students? Everyone? Hello? Have you written it down?
Done, sir, done.
Yes, very good. Yes. Yeah, tell me.
Before this, sir.
This one. Done, students?